What's up guys, it's Will here, back again, and today we're here to do something very exciting, and that is to review not one, but two figures from InArt Collectibles, the Batman line. Guys, before we get started and get into this review though, make sure to click the like button down below, subscribe to the channel, and click that notification bell so you are notified anytime content goes live on this channel. Gotta give a huge shout out to 16kit. There's a link in the description below where you can check out 16kit. It's a great place to buy InArt and other collectible figures. You can use my code WillFox for $10 off of any order that you have on that website. Thank you again to Kit for helping me secure these figures early. You are the man as always. Guys, with that said, let's jump into the review because there's a lot to talk about here. The InArt Batman and Bruce Wayne are InArt's 4th and 5th 1/6 scale figure releases respectively. These figures have high expectations and thus a lot of pressure for InArt to get them right. I'd argue that the Batman is probably InArt's second most anticipated figure thus far, only behind the Heath Ledger Joker 2-pack, which was their initial release actually. Batman is a timeless character, and while I often joke and call this iteration the mid-man, this character and film are acclaimed by critics and audiences alike. After spending some time with the Batman and Bruce Wayne figures, I can tell you that they are certainly some of the best looking and most detailed figures I've ever held in hand. But some minor issues still do weigh down the collecting experience. More on that to come. That said, let's go through everything you need to know to determine whether this InArt the Batman and Bruce Wayne figure set belongs in your collection. Starting with the packaging, both figures come in red boxes that display distinct art designs. Looking at the internal packaging for the figures, you can see that everything is packaged securely. All items are enclosed in plastic bag wrapping, or in the case of the Bruce Wayne head sculpts, they are enclosed in an acrylic cylinder. The Batman figure actually has 3 separate layers of packaging, each separated by a foam layer of padding. Bruce Wayne has 2 layers of packaging as it comes with far less accessories. We'll go through the Batman first, then Bruce Wayne after that. As far as accessories are concerned, the Batman comes with quite an extensive array of accessories. It comes with 10 total swappable hands, or 5 sets of swappable hands in other words. Each set of hands can be pegged onto the wrist, and it has added security via small magnets that maintain the integrity of that connection. Make sure you peg these all the way in for the tightest connection possible. The Batman also comes with a magnetic base that is unique compared to prior InArt bases. This one is actually adjustable, as the backplate on the bottom of the base slides off to reveal a mechanism to allow 2 magnets to be adjusted vertically and horizontally. This allows the collector to display the Batman figure in a variety of positions and have the magnets on the bottom of the figure's feet correspond to the magnets underneath the base. The security of the magnets is good, but not great. It's better than past bases though from InArt, I would say that. Still, I would like to see stronger and or bigger magnets in future releases from InArt, because I would still be nervous if you live in an area where earthquakes are somewhat common, or maybe your floors are uneven, something like that. I'll be using the magnet base for now and hoping for the best, but I still feel InArt should add either a removable transparent acrylic crotch grabber, or simply use stronger or bigger magnets. They probably won't, but they really should. This will continue to be a minor issue until InArt changes something. The base design is super cool though. It has a Batman logo on the front, lots of weathering, and a really nice overall design. Simple, unelaborate, but satisfying. If you're interested in displaying the cowled look, this figure comes with 3 interchangeable faceplates. Each faceplate can be connected to the masthead via magnets and locks in very securely. These magnets are quite strong, so take your time when installing them to ensure you reduce the risk of damaging the faceplate. The 3 faceplates are stoic, half angry, and full angry. For more simple character-driven poses, you'll probably want the stoic faceplate. For more dynamic poses, the half angry or full angry faceplates would likely be better suited. I like all 3 of these, and I like that InArt included 3 distinct options that can help a collector customize the figure to their liking. The Batman figure also comes with a Bruce Wayne head sculpt that can be attached to the body. Both the cowled head sculpt and the Bruce Wayne head sculpt attach to the body via a magnetic peg and are quite easy to swap in and out. I have the premium version with the rooted hair, and this version does require minor styling. Mine came in the acrylic tube with the hair a bit all over the place, so I just took a spray bottle with some water and did some minor tweaking. I have to say though, this head sculpt in hand is phenomenal. I think it looks just like Robert Pattinson, and I am very tempted to display my figure with this head sculpt on. I've heard the complaint that this head looks a bit small on the body, but I don't feel that way personally. I find the scaling to be accurate and the likeness to be amazing. The rooting of the hair is also very high quality, and you can remove the backplate to reveal the pegs to adjust the eyes. Both the Batman cowled head sculpt and the Bruce Wayne Batman head sculpt have adjustable eyes with pegs in the head sculpt. The Batman head can be a little finicky as the eyes can move once the head is pegged onto the neck, But just go slowly and you'll be fine. Both head sculpts have a ton of detail packed within, and that's the primary reason we desire these high-end figures, the likeness. The Batman also comes with some flares and adrenaline shots that can be pegged into the pouches on the belt, as well as a Bat computer. The Batbook Pro does not light up, but it does fold and open on command and has a lot of detail packed into it. It's a nice accessory that I don't think I'll ever find myself using, but it's nice to have. There's also an included cowl that has a lot of detail. It's a sculpted piece, but it can be a nice accessory for a moody display piece. If you want to display the head sculpt, this is a great way to do that. There's also a couple of included grappling accessories. These can be pegged into the gauntlets to allow for more dynamic grappling shooting poses, and these grappling clips are made of metal and are actually pretty cool should you want to have Batman doing something dynamic. The included batarangs are also metal and can be swapped onto the chest or held in Batman's hand. There's one included batarang for each purpose. There's a sticky bomb gun that can be holstered into the holster on the outside of the leg. I think for most people this will stay holstered since it always did in the film. We also have some police related accessories in a set of handcuffs and a flashlight. The handcuffs are metal and will probably always stay in the box for most people, but they're also cool to have. And the flashlight is actually a functional flashlight. I can guarantee you the light won't last long though, so this may be an accessory you have him hold to snap a few pics, but not much beyond that. Finally, you have some cards that are written from the Riddler to the Batman. These cards come with corresponding envelopes and the cards themselves have writing on the inside. I love the attention to detail here. Now let's talk about Mr. Wayne. Bruce Wayne doesn't come with many accessories because it's not really warranted for the character. Starting off though, he does come with a Corvette car key. This has a lot of detail for such a tiny accessory, and you can actually have Bruce holding it if you like. Bruce also comes with some money because he's Bruce Wayne and he's rich, I guess. I'm not sure how a collector would implement this money into their display, but it's a nice accessory to have nonetheless. They're detailed and cool, but it's not something personally I'll be using in my display. There are 7 interchangeable hands. Just like the Batman, Bruce Wayne has magnetic wrist pegs, so you can peg in the hands and the magnets to secure the overall connection. There's enough variety here to pull off some different types of poses, which is nice. Looking at Bruce's base, this is probably the most significant accessory he has. It's made of plastic and has the adjustable magnets underneath, just like the Batman, so you can pose Bruce how you see fit and secure him on the base. The magnets for both figures are in the back of the foot, so just make sure that that part is planted firmly over wherever you place the magnets. The base has the Wayne logo on the front, and I love that detail. It's in gold and it just pops, making the base that would otherwise be fairly simplistic pop a bit on the shelf. There are 5 sets of Riddler cards and envelopes. These are similar to what is offered in the Batman set, and they also have writing on the inside. They're a nice little accessory if you want Bruce reading them or some other sort of similar pose. You also get 4 separate public protest signs that can attach to a sticky sign holder of sorts. You simply remove the paper on the back of the sign and you attach it to the display. You get 4 stands, so you could theoretically display all 4, but that may be a bit overkill. Up to you though. And that's it as far as accessories are concerned for Bruce Wayne. Let's take a look at the tailoring, head sculpts, and assembly process in more detail, essentially going over everything you need to know. The Batman's tailoring is simply exceptional. Every detail of this suit looks like a lifelike tactical militaristic combat suit, and I love it. I've been pretty consistent in my middling love for this film and this character, but I wanted to pick up this figure because it has looked consistently exceptional since its inception. There have been a few revisions over time that I think ended up benefiting the figure. The head sculpt I think turned out really good. Like any rooted hair head sculpt, it's going to require a little bit of styling. The only thing you really need is a spray bottle of water. Spray it onto the desired area and style to your liking. It'll help keep the hair in the position you want it to be in long term. The head is much easier to get on and off than say the Joker, but you should be careful and go slow regardless. You can adjust the eyes in the back of the head, but again, you're going to want to monitor their position when you slide the head on, as doing so can inadvertently adjust the eye pegs. One thing I absolutely hate about this figure is that InArt included an assembled belt, but it's not pre-installed on the figure. I understand safety during shipping is paramount, but I can't imagine it would be unsafe to ship Batman with his belt on, as Hot Toys already did this without issue. I'm not sure why InArt wants to make things more difficult for collectors to get these figures onto their shelves, but it really does need to stop. Pennywise came without the neck installed, and now this Batman comes without the cape and the belt installed. InArt needs to do better in this realm. These are not model kits. These are 1/6 scale collectible figures. Installing the belt is not a fun process, so I'm not going to show it on camera because honestly, I don't ever want to detach it again. The cape, in all fairness, is easy to install though. You simply slide it over the neck and connect it to the Velcro on the back and on the chest. The chest armor slides over the front Velcro to conceal the cape, and you simply lock it in place. The cape is real leather and really good quality, but it's absolutely massive. It's as big as my arm, and it should not really be this large. Sure, there's plenty to work with to achieve cool poses, but you're going to spend a lot of time futzing it to get it the way you want it. Trust me. Again, I like easy, and this is time consuming. Still, the cape looks great once you put the time in. The pouches on the belt are primarily held in with different types of clips and straps, and all of them have some sort of weathering to various degrees. This belt is great once installed and adds a lot of authenticity to the militaristic look of the outfit. I also like the interchangeable faceplates, but bear in mind, these magnets are strong, which is a good thing, but you should know that. Each faceplate has its purpose, but I'll be using the Stoic most likely. Beyond that, the articulation is good enough to achieve any pose you want. The material feels quality and flexible in your hand, which is good. I still would be careful keeping the elbows bent for extended periods of time, but I think you have some flexibility to be a bit dynamic here. Similar to the Hot Toys, the process of swapping out the gauntlet pieces and installing the grappling gun shooting pieces is fairly simplistic. You simply pop off the old ones, add the new, slide in the grappling gun wire, and Batman is ready for action. Speaking on the proportions of the figure, they're actually really great. While Pattinson was clearly padded in his suit, this figure maintains his more slender V shape. This feels more true to the proportions of Robert Pattinson to me, and it looks more like an actual person in the suit. I think all of it looks extremely realistic, and I truly don't have any complaints as far as proportions go. Bruce Wayne is an emo man in a suit, but goddamn, this figure is incredible. While I was posting some teases on my Instagram, I got mostly positive feedback, but personally, I think this figure looks phenomenal. While the Batman is still the star of the show, the Bruce Wayne figure is no slouch. This thing has such a surprising amount of presence for a man in a suit. This is a better likeness than the Batman figure in my personal opinion. You can adjust the collar and the hair to your liking, but I'm personally extremely happy with how this turned out. So much so that I'm considering keeping this one long term despite my middling affection for the character because of how remarkably lifelike this figure looks in person. The hair definitely requires a bit of styling. Like I mentioned, all you need is a little bit of water, spray that thing on there, and you should be good to go. The fabric of the suit feels really high quality. I've owned a couple overcoats in my day, and this actually feels like the same material. The accessories are sufficient, I'd say. For Bruce Wayne, you really just need him to stand there in a simple pose and with not many accessories really necessary. But I do, however, wish the signs came pre-assembled with some higher quality stands. This cardboard stand stuff doesn't align with the premium model InArt has advertised their product as. However, the real fabric materials, the quality of the head sculpt, the accessories, it all leads to a really premium looking figure. The base looks really cool. I love the stone look with the Wayne emblem, and most importantly, it doesn't take up that much space. At the end of the day, this figure is probably a companion piece as it looks great next to the Batman. I doubt anyone is buying it solo, but it could stand that way in a collection if need be. That said, let's compare Batman to Batman by taking a look at the InArt Batman and the Hot Toys Batman and determine which is best suited for you. It's important that we contextualize the successes and failures of the InArt Batman figure. In order to do that, we really need to compare it to the Hot Toys offering that was released earlier this year. I've owned both figures, and I can tell you that both are truly great offerings. However, if I'm evaluating my options as a collector, I will always subscribe to the buy nice or buy twice ideology. The InArt Batman is simply the better looking figure. The Hot Toys Batman retailed for somewhere between $315 to $400, depending upon which version you chose. I went with the standard edition from Hot Toys, so let's say on the low end that cost me around $315. The InArt premium version with rooted hair costs around $480 on 1/6 kit. I can't as well compare sculpted versions since I don't own that version, but I can say that I believe the premium version is well worth the extra cost. I think the most important aspect of a 1/6 figure these days is the head sculpt. The rooted InArt Batman head sculpt blows the Hot Toys out of the water. I haven't seen the InArt sculpted version in hand, but I'd be willing to bet it's better also than the Hot Toys because the likeness is simply superior. Beyond that, the cowled head sculpt is also better in its realism. I also prefer the proportions on the InArt Batman, as he has a bit slimmer of a build, whereas the Hot Toys version looks more padded out, which to me isn't as accurate to the film. From a base standpoint, I think most will prefer the deluxe edition base that comes with the Hot Toys over the premium InArt base. It lights up and is simply bigger and better. From an accessory standpoint, I think it's really about even. InArt uses higher quality materials, so if you care about die-cast materials and real leather, then for sure InArt is the way to go. If you only care about how it looks on the shelf, the Hot Toys are plenty good enough from a quality standpoint. I can maybe do a more in-depth video in the future comparing these two figures if there's a desire or demand for that, but I want to try to give you as much information as possible as quickly as possible in the TLDR version of the review here, just to make sure that you have as much information to make an informed purchase as quickly as possible. Hot Toys Toys and InArt have both produced excellent Batman figures, let me say that. If you want to save money and you don't care about having the very best, go Hot Toys. If you have a bit extra to spend and you want the best you can reasonably afford, go InArt. InArt is better in every category except the base, but it should be. It costs more. So the decision will ultimately be a personal one based on your unique circumstances and your collecting needs. All that to say, with everything we've considered in this video, I'm gonna give the InArt, the Batman, and Bruce Wayne figure set a 9.5 out of 10. Guys, thank you so much for watching my review of the InArt, the Batman, and Bruce Wayne figure set. If you enjoyed the content, make sure to drop me a like down below, and of course, click the subscribe button and click the notification bell on your way out. Everything related to 1/6 scale collecting can be found on this channel, so you're not gonna wanna miss anything when it goes live here. Guys, we have unboxings and reviews, we have live streams, we have live drops, exclusive announcements, everything under the sun, so you're not gonna wanna miss any of that. We also cover statue collecting as well, so if you're a statue collector, feel free to make a home here because it's gonna be a pretty exciting time. Guys, thank you so much for the support as always. I appreciate you. You guys have been amazing. I will catch you in the next video. Peace out. See you later. Bye.